Finding the volume of pyramids and cones. Find the volume of the pyramid. First, we are going to need our volume formula is 1/3 capital B, that's the area of the base, times the height. So the height is that vertical height that goes from the center of the base to the top of the pyramid. The area of the base is whatever base shape this may be. In our case here, it's a rectangle. So to find the area of the rectangle, we take our base times the height, 18 times 12, we get an area of 216. So our base is 216, our height is right here. This is our 19. So we go to plug in our formula, 1/3 capital B times H. You could also look at the formula this way. If we put our area of the base times the height divided by 3, that is another way to look at it. So it's either or here. So if we go to this side, it's going to look like this. We plug in our 216 for our capital B. We plug in our height of 19. If we do this formula, it's going to look like this, where we can do the 216 times 19 and divide it by 3. Don't have to worry about plugging in a fraction in our calculator. Either way, we will get the same solution. The volume of this pyramid is 1,368 inches cubed. Find the volume of the cone. Our formula, it's the same, or since we have a circular base, the area of a circle is pi times radius squared. And so you look, the area of the base is a circle here, and we need to figure out the height, because as you can see in this triangle, we don't have the height, but we have the slant height of this cone. And if you notice, if we go to try to find the height, that creates a right triangle, where this segment would be representing the height. So we have a right triangle. Remember, this represents the radius, so if the diameter is 20, then this half would have to be 10. Now we have a right triangle with a missing side. We've seen this before. We need our Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We plug in our H, our height for our A, our 10, that's our A and our B. The hypotenuse, that's always going to be our C squared, so that's our 28 squared. We square both numbers, we get 100, we get 784. Take away 100 from both sides, we have H squared equals 684. To solve for H, we have to take the square root of both sides. And the square root of 684, we plug that into our calculator, we get 26.15. Now we are ready to use this information. We have our height. And now we can plug it into this formula to help us solve for the volume. So again, instead of writing it as a fraction of 1/3, I'm just going to take pi times the radius squared times height and just divide it by 3 in the end. So we plug in our radius is 10, our height of 26.15. So we plug all this into the calculator, divide it by 3, and we would get 2,738.42 yards cubed.